Hello everybody and welcome back to Blocker's bonus stage for more Yu-Gi-Oh! Capsule Monster Coliseum. Today's opponent, Marik Ishtar. So, this is the final boss of Area 3, and once again, my theory of the correct order of the opponents is proven here, because Marik makes much more sense as a final boss than Bandit Keith. I mean, Marik is the final antagonist of, well, like, not the final antagonist. I'll get to it after the cutscene.
Ah, there you are, Pharaoh. Are you ready to lose everything you hold dear?
Marik Ishtar. I sense an unbelievable force within his soul.
Pharaoh, I've been waiting for this duel for millennia. And I won't wait a second longer.
I see. If this is a duel that's been destined since the ancient past, then there is no way I can avoid this duel, even if I wanted to.
Perish, Pharaoh!
It's time to duel, Marik!
So yeah, like I was saying, Marik makes a lot more sense as the final boss for this area, than Bandit Keith would. So going up is the correct order. Because Marik, technically he's not the final antagonist of Battle City, but, I mean, he pretty much is until his Yami Marik form comes out, and it's presumed he's going to be the main antagonist. Plus, through the early parts of Battle City, before it actually gets to the finals, Marik pretty much is the main bad guy as he sets in motion pretty much everything Yugi has to fight against. On the other side, you have Bandit Keith, who's been always just a B-level rival and not a really good character, or not really a prominent threat. So, this stage is really unique. It represents every single type. Every attribute has a square. The stage is comprised of these blocks. Each of them power up a separate attribute, with all 8 attributes represented. I recommend going second here, so you can choose which side you want to go on, because each camp, basically, each side, has, in proximity, tiles that are better for you. Like, I have wood and water close to my edge, close to this edge, but depending on what level, what pieces you have, you might want to choose the other side. So really, the monster point threshold is really high for this duel. So theoretically, you can bring whatever monsters you want to. And that's good, because this is the perfect stage to evolve and level up anything in your arsenal. So if you haven't gotten the chance to do that yet, this is the perfect opportunity to do it, because every attribute is represented here. So you can level up pretty much anything you want to, really. I love this music. It's all like Star Wars.
It's time to start!
Now, Marik's deck is also really strong. He plays a dark monster called Zoa that is definitely not a pushover, as it has both high attack, high defense, and really good movement. His other monsters are dark and thunder, with a couple water monsters. Now, from this point on,
Not bad at all.
type advantage doesn't actually really mean a whole lot. Don't worry about trying to balance out everything. Just bring your top monsters. You only have to worry about type advantage if a stage overwhelmingly is unfavorable to you.
Here I go!
Like the entire map is just not favorable to your type at all, or the opponent plays nothing but the monsters your type is weak against. Like, much later in the game, there's going to be a stage that is pretty much nothing but fire related, and the opponent uses nothing but fire monsters. So obviously, I'm not going to bring any of my wood monsters for that stage because they'd just be defeated and destroyed, so... This stage can also be tricky to navigate, as there's a lot of gaps in the pathing. You see all these green squares? Those are spaces you're not allowed to be on, whatsoever. So it can be kind of tricky to get around, especially with diagonal moving monsters. The best lineup, in my opinion, is monsters with straight movement and 3 or 4 movement speed if you have it, plus 2 or more attack range. Preferably straight with diagonal attack. Straight movement, diagonal attack. That way you can get around these corners. All of Marik's monsters also have a really large attack range. You know, he doesn't have anything with one attack range. Most of them have 2 or 3. So he's able to get them to attack you around corners. And if you have monsters with only 1 range, there's not really a whole lot you can do, to be honest. I mean, you can't fight back. Especially since Marik also really likes to hide around corners. So that's why getting 2 attack range monsters here is really beneficial. But yes, at this point, the monsters are all pretty dangerous that the opponents use. So, this is definitely, in my opinion, the turning point to where you need to have leveled up your monsters. I have the monsters I need to win, as the 4 I've used will be used in every duel. If you notice, I've been using Great Moth, Root Water, Needleworm, and Man-Eating Plant. I've used them in almost every duel. And they have all leveled up really strongly. So I'm going to be bringing them to pretty much every duel. So yeah, he uses Zoa, which has a lot of good things going for it. It has its high defense, it's strong, it has really good movement. But the rest of his monsters are not pushovers. For example, look how much damage that Ryu Kishin's about to do to my Great Moth. If I hadn't leveled him up, he'd be destroyed right now, so... Yeah, like I said, he uses Ryu Kishin, and that's a pretty strong card. And then Kani Kabuto, which is a water monster.
Victories in my...
It's a water monster, and it's got good stats. And then it also... Oh, I'm going to use the Moth Hurricane here. Yeah, Great Moth has a special ability. I guess that's another thing I should mention. Once you level up a card, they get special abilities. And for the most part...
How can there be such a...
For the most part, the special abilities are actually not really all that good. Most of them are attacks that don't really do a lot of damage. And then the rest of them are one-time uses. Like, they only last 1 turn. It's like, it's a temporary stat boost. Which sounds good on paper, but once you actually try to... You have to actually plan ahead quite a bit to use some of this stuff. So that can make it a little bit challenging. But you notice all these holes right here. If you have monsters with only 2 movement, it can be really hard to get across these gaps.
It shouldn't be this difficult.
It can be hard to get across these gaps. Yeah, Needleworm, he has a special ability that...
If that's all the damage you can deal, then my monster will not fall.
Yeah, most of the special abilities are either attacks, or then attack or defense boosts. And the attacks don't really do much damage, and most of the defense or attack boosts don't really last that long. Yeah, I think they only last one turn.
The strength of your team doesn't concern me at all.
And I kind of played a little bit badly here. Yeah. My Great Moth is definitely in danger. I think that's the first time he's been in danger the whole duel. But Needleworm, his special ability is permanent until he's attacked. So you don't have to plan ahead for that. You can do that early and just kind of let him be a tank for a while. Remember, Needleworm has a special ability to negate one attack and have it do 0 damage. Once he does that attack, it wears off, but you can use it one more time. And also, I won't lie, this game has the best presentation of any Yu-Gi-Oh game. You know, all the menus have this Egyptian theme, the attack animations match the show, the music fits every stage, plus the best part, it's fully voiced over. Which is ironic, because while being the most accurate game, you know, presentation-wise, it's not about dueling at all. So if only it had the card game, this would be the perfect Yu-Gi-Oh game in my opinion. So I really wish there was like a 100% accurate Yu-Gi-Oh video game that was just like the anime, that followed the story of it. I know Legacy of the Duelist does, but that game had no voice acting, and it didn't really have the personality of the characters. The cutscenes were just text boxes. So I wish they would have been able to put dialogue in that game. I think Dragon Ball Z Budokai, you know, that format, but for Yu-Gi-Oh, would have been really awesome, because that game had that you could pick like picking characters like a fighting game, all with unique dialogue, and then it also had
That was a lot of damage, but it survived.
It also had a skill system, which could be a lot like a deck editor for a Yu-Gi-Oh game. So unfortunately, that doesn't seem like it's going to happen, as most Yu-Gi-Oh games now tend to be just dueling simulators and nothing else. And the best part, it's one of the few Yu-Gi-Oh games that is fully 100% voiced over. I'm kind of careful right here not to let my Great Moth get... because he's kind of on the brink of being destroyed, and I cannot have him get destroyed because he's my best monster. I don't know if this is the only Yu-Gi-Oh game that's fully voiced over. Most of the ones I've played just have text boxes with no spoken dialogue. I know there's Duel Links, but the problem I have with Duel Links is that since it came out so late after the show, like it was like 10 years, more than that, it doesn't really have a lot of the main cast back. Like, it has most of them, but there's a few replacements. And the replacements they got, you know, I mean, a lot of the replacements, I miss the old ones. And no disrespect to the old voice actors, I'm just used to the ones I grew up with, so. But you know, speaking of Marik, I've always been of the opinion that regular Marik could have carried Battle City himself. Yami Marik didn't really need to be a thing, as regular Marik himself was pretty darn evil. Like, every duel he set up had some kind of heavy penalty in the anime.
I guess you have some skill.
Plus, the way he was very cruel to his henchmen. Like, he did mind control and took their minds over. Especially the way he treated Arcana. Poor Arcana. Yeah, that Zoa, he's demolishing a lot of my monsters, unfortunately. I mean, that Wind Dragon he just destroyed isn't really a super critical monster of mine, but you know, any monster that gets destroyed is bad. I mean, I'm of the opinion that more monsters on the field is better than one strong monster, because you can attack with one monster multiple times. I mean, you can attack multiple times with weaker monsters, and that attack will add up a lot. And you can divide it up too. With one strong monster, you only get one attack per turn. Neither one's going to finish the job though, and that is it for Zoa. His two water monsters are pretty much all that's left, and they're not really all that great, to be honest. You know, they have good movement and decent stats, but I mean, they're not like super crazy, souped up, and hard to beat. They're kind of just a little above average, really. But you can see all these gaps. It is really hard to line up shots, especially with a diagonal moving monster. So I kind of just ended my turn. I'm going to let him come to me now. You know, fun fact, I beat Area 3 my first time. What do I mean? Like, when I first got this game, you know, I beat Area 1 after a few days. Area 2, I got stuck on one of the battles. The My Valentine battle. And then once I beat that, I played this part and I actually breezed through it. It wasn't... I beat it all in one day as soon as I unlocked it, so... See, look how much damage my needleworm does. That's what happens when you level up your monsters. And it's not just exclusive to needleworm. Leveling up anything that matches your symbol type is a go-to game theory strategy. And we're about to win here. And that is it for regular Marik. Marik Ishtar can go guard the tombs because he's done for the night. Can go guard the tombs.
I've never been so humiliated in a duel!
He's done for the night.
What? I lost!
This duel of destiny was in my favor, Marik.
Why? Why did I lose to this amateur of a pharaoh?
As long as you are controlled by the shadows, you will never be able to defeat me.
Ah! Just you wait, pharaoh!
That was cool. I love the voice acting in this game. It feels just like the show. Now for what monsters to take. Well, let me see if I level up first. My symbol levels up. Put it on to action points. Like I said, you can ignore the health of your symbol. So, Man-Eating Plant levels up. Cockroach Knight levels up. And take Zoa. And you can either take the water monsters or Ryu Kashin. It doesn't matter. It's your personal preference, really. And now, Area 4, where our opponents will include Shadi, Seto Kaiba, Ashizu Ishtar, Yami Marik, and finally, Yami Bakura. See you there, folks. Have a good one.